Welcome to the WOLR Nightly Show. I'm Michael.
And I'm Ian. Today on the show we are happy to have us with our local pastor, Father Kyle Schnippel.
Father Kyle is a native of Boykins, Ohio, the former vocations director of the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, and a former contestant of the Great American Baking Show. Now the pastor of St. Peter's and Our Lady of the Rosary.
With that in mind, let's welcome Father Kyle to the show.
I think my first question is for you guys, though. Where am I from?
Botkins.
There. Okay, you got it right that time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right.
All right.
Do you know where that is?
Oh, no idea.
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Ohio's a big state. Where in Ohio?
Maybe like in the middle.
No, it's north of here. North of here. All right, fine. How are you?
Well, we're good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm taking over, aren't I? Asking all your questions. That's what I do.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm glad to be on.
Yeah.
So.
We should ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
Can I go first?
You can go first, yeah.
This is a very anticipated question, and I've asked all around Our Lady of the Rosary, and people were wondering, do you play Fortnite?
No.
Oh, Lord.
I would struggle to even explain what Fortnite is. I know it's a video game, but that's about it. I've never played it. I am not a big video game kind of guy. And right now I'm on a video game, even the few games that I play, I'm on a video game fast because of something I'm doing. So, but no, not Fortnite.
Not Fortnite, no.
I think you also dropped your pen.
He did drop his pen.
It's okay.
It's way up there.
I'll leave it
Okay.
there. All right.
All right.
Well, with that, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time?
What do I do in my free time? You mentioned I was on the Great American Baking Show a few years ago, and so a lot of my free time is just spent, if I can get time in the kitchen and cooking and baking is a good time. It's something because it's just so different from the rest of my life that it gives me a chance to just kind of relax and do something different. My parents have a 40 acres of woods up north, so if I get a day away, I would. That's a fun time to go up there and just spend some time outside, helping Dad chop down some trees, just spending some time around a campfire, things like that. So it's trying to get away, relax, and just kind of unplug for a while is I think a great day for me. So
That does sound
yeah.
You said you were on the Great American Baking Show, so what do you like to cook the most?
Everyone asks me those questions. What do I like to cook the most? I like to cook the next thing the most. So I don't have one particular thing that I cook more than others. Father Ambrose and I kind of focus in different areas. So I do more pastas. He does more Mexican food, more soups and chilies like that, and I do a variety of other things. So he and I complement each other pretty well when we're cooks. So we take turns cooking in the rectory, among other things. So. But let's see, I would say in the general family of things that I like to cook would be more Italian style food.
I love Italian food.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
next question is, do you find real joy in being a priest and servicing people?
Do I find real joy in being a priest and servicing people?
most days, absolutely yes. I hope it comes across. You guys can tell me. I had Mass with you all this morning. I hope it comes across when I celebrate Mass that I enjoy celebrating Mass. Yes?
Yeah.
I see a few heads nodding. I see a few heads sleeping. We won't ask them. All right. But yes, Mass is always a highlight of my day. The great thing about the priesthood is every day is unique. Every day is different. You know, today, and even within a day, there's a lot of ups and downs. So, started my day with a holy hour, just time it before the Lord, in quiet for an hour. After that, I came down here, had Mass with you all, which I think was what I had fun with. I hope you all did. I hope it was nice. Left here, I met with the 7th graders after Mass, and then went back up to St. Peter's. I had a funeral, and then I'm back down here for this. And I got another meeting after this, a couple other things. So
what's really interesting about the day is it's always exciting because there's always a lot of variety in the day. So, and what's I think the beautiful part of the priesthood is that you come in and you're always a part of someone's family. So the funeral that I celebrated. They open their hearts to me as I open my heart to them. And I'm a part of their grieving experience for their beloved, for their loved one, because I'm leading in that. Even though this is probably the only time I'll meet some of them, but there's still this intimate moment, this intimate encounter I have with them because I've helped them say goodbye to a loved one. So from that, the priesthood is a very privileged and unique place in the life, that we get to share in. So it's a beautiful life and it's a fun life. So.
Well, what's your favorite movie?
Princess Bride.
What is that?
Oh my gosh, brother, you need to do a formation day and have them see Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride. It's a classic.
It's a class. Have you seen it? You've seen it? Okay, some of you have seen it.
They're the ones who are passing class.
That's right. So you have homework this afternoon, this evening, this weekend, whatever it is, to watch The Princess Bride, a classic of American cinema.
It's boring.
It is not boring. It's funny. It's good. It's all the things.
I expected the Avengers Infinity War or something like that.
No. Well, Avengers are fun because you don't have to think to watch them. You just get to sit back and it's eye candy. I saw the most recent Dune movie with a friend.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that. It makes you think and kind of ponder. So I like those movies a little bit. So don't get me wrong. I enjoy the Avengers movies, but I like to have for a favorite movie, I want to be it's entertaining, make you think a little bit, kind of have good character development, good things. So, what's in that coffee cup?
Oh, just tons of
Whole lot
coffee.
of nothing.
Just a whole lot of air. You just gulped it too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any favorite superheroes? Any superheroes you like? What's your
Do I have a favorite super? Didn't I just say?
Yeah,
Don't
I
ask
know.
me what's your favorite questions.
No, you just said you kind of liked Avengers, so.
If I like the Avengers, which one? I mean, everybody goes to Iron Man, Tony Stark, because he's got all the cool gadgets, and I love cool gadgets. I don't know. Who's yours?
I like Spider-Man. He's pretty cool.
Spider-Man?
Shoots webs.
He's the classic underdog guy. He's the little guy fighting the big man, fighting the man. Who's yours?
Iron
Ian?
Man.
Iron Man?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's
all
dead.
right.
Sorry.
Just because he's really cool. Not even because he's Iron Man, because he's Tony Stark. More because
Yeah,
of the money.
yeah,
Billionaire.
yeah.
I think.
He's got it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is something you dream of doing someday?
What is something I dream of doing one day? Oh. Man, I didn't expect that question. I think that's the first time I've been asked that question. What comes to mind is the Camino. Do you know what the Camino is?
No.
No? Does anybody know what the Camino is?
No.
Besides brother. Brother does, okay. The Camino, there's a big church in Santiago de Compostela in Spain. And it's a pilgrimage church. So traditionally in the Middle Ages there were 4 or 5 major pilgrimage spots in Europe. So there was one in England, there was one in Spain, Rome, Jerusalem. So the one in Spain is called Compostela or Santiago. It's named after St. James. Those of you who speak Spanish would recognize that, obviously. And there are pathways. So there's one that starts in France, goes over the Pyrenees Mountains, and walks across northern Spain to Santiago de Compostela. Or you can do a shorter version from Portugal, among other things. And so it's just it's a traditional pilgrimage walk and journey, and it's just a kind of a way of seeing how the Lord walks with you as you walk with Him. So there's a movie about it called The Way. It's kind of a little bit on what the Compostela is, the Camino is, but it's not terribly old. But that's one movie. If you're interested in the Camino, check out the movie The Way. Okay.
Do you have any heroes or people you look up to?
Do I have any heroes or people I look up to? I look up to our Archbishop, which is probably a safe answer. heroes, I was named, my middle name is after my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, so I always looked up to him, kind of have him as a sort of a role model that I live after. I really admire like Pope Benedict XVI and what he was able to do, and some of the things where how he was able to bring so many different intellectual trends and thought together. And saints, the saints I think are great examples for us. I talked this morning about Saint Sebastian. And what's so beautiful about the saints is there's one for every moment and every day of our life, for every part of our life. And, so there are great saints who did marvelous things. There are hidden saints that we know very next to nothing about, but yet they all teach us different things about what it means to love God and to live in relationship with God. So I would say the saints always kind of speak to me. Who would be a good one? Who's one I'm praying to today? These days. I mean, Saint Sebastian today was good. I don't know if there's any that are like on the top of my, I'm reading through, like I mentioned the fast that I'm doing on video games, that's reading through the book of Exodus right now. With that and praying through the book of Exodus. And so just seeing how Moses took on that role of leadership, even though he felt very unequipped to do that. And so just praying for his intercession and guidance right now. So, okay.
What made you join priesthood?
Besides the fact that God called me, and I recognize that God called me, that's the reason to become a priest, is that God says, hey, Ian, I want you to be a priest. Maybe, all right. I became convinced that God was calling me to this. So I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned, when I graduated high school, I did a year at Ohio State, is where I went to. And when I was at Ohio State, that's when I felt the Lord calling me to this. So I only spent a year there. After that, I transferred and went to seminary for college students. So just studying with men who are studying to be priests. Finished Mount St. Mary's Major Seminary. So Father Joe, who helps us out with Mass every now and again, he and I were actually ordained together. We're classmates in seminary. But once you become convinced that this is what the Lord is inviting you to do, He never is imposing it upon you. And no matter wherever He's leading you, He never imposes it upon you. It's always a proposition towards your freedom.
My twin brother is married, has a wife. That's what being married is when you're a guy, right? He has 2 girls. One of whom's your age. His younger daughter is your age. She's in 8th grade. But his freedom is through that relationship with his spouse. For me, the way I'm convinced, utterly convinced, the way the Lord made me is to do this work. And the more I can give an open and generous yes, as we say in the vocation prayer, the more I can give that generous yes, not just on the day I was ordained to the priesthood, but every day of my priestly life. The more free I become, the more I become the person Jesus desires me to be. And that allows me to love you better as a father figure, but also to receive and just be a part of your lives better as well. Okay, make sense? That's probably more than you expected with that question.
I need it. Oh, let me think.
And do you like any sports?
Oh yeah.
Do I like sports? I think the highest form of sport is baseball. We have some dissension in the ranks.
Baseball's so boring.
No,
I like playing baseball, but it's like boring.
all right. The highest form of sport is baseball, and so the players are locked out right now on Major League Baseball, and I'm just convinced there will not be a season this coming year, and it's just going to crush my heart. What were you? So you ugged at me. What's your sport?
Soccer.
Soccer?
Yes.
Soccer? Really?
It's kind of boring too.
That's just running around.
Oh.
Facts.
No, soccer, I said to the 7th grade earlier, I said, I'm only interested in soccer once every 4 years when the World Cup spins. Yeah, when the World Cup spins around, so, which is coming up this year, I believe, right? It's World Cup in Qatar? Yeah, so, how do you, who would you be rooting for in the World Cup?
France.
France?
Yes.
France? Who are you?
France.
France as well? Okay. Yeah, how do you think the U.S. is going to do in the World Cup?
Terrible.
First round.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Group.
Group? Oh, group play? Okay, fine.
Me personally, I'm a football guy.
Football?
Yeah.
So the Bengals are in the playoffs. Are you rooting for them?
I think I like the Packers more than the Bengals.
Oh.
I'm a Giants fan. And
Okay, so you know disappointment.
yes, well, Brother Justin also does know disappointment
Cowboys.
as a Cowboy fan.
We don't talk about that.
Well, they made the playoffs at least.
And then lost.
Cowboys and then lost. Okay. What about you?
you?
You're Michael. I had the first letter right. Okay, Michael. What about you?
I like watching basketball a lot, but I like football too. I like watching the Eagles. Yeah.
So who's your basketball team?
76ers, Philadelphia
Oh.
76ers.
Again.
I'm a Bucks fan.
Again, a life of disappointment. Very good.
I gotta trust the process. You know?
Trust the process. That's what every rebuilding team says. Trust the process. But the process is never over, right?
10 years ago.
It's never over. I mean, the Reds preach trust the process. Never get there. Anyway.
I've never seen disappointment. I'm a Bucks fan. We won the championship last year.
Oh, you got the Greek freak.
Bandwagon.
Yes, the Greek freak, Chris Middleton.
Okay.
We're all fine.
Yeah. Some of the seminarians watch basketball at the house, and then I have to tolerate it at that point, watching the NBA. So.
Also watch college basketball.
Okay, college basketball we can talk about a little bit. I don't watch a lot, so anyways, I don't watch a lot of TV, so it's just I have other things to do.
Yeah.
So
Priest things.
reading. I see you've got all the books on your coffee cup. Have you read all those books?
Oh, for sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big reader.
Give me a synopsis of Pride and Prejudice.
Wow.
20 seconds.
You know what synopsis means?
Wow. I don't even know what that. It's just. Yeah.
Because we should be constantly intellectually curious. So just like looking at the world and just trying to figure it out. And I think that's one of the things that we want. That I think a beauty of Catholic education is that it helps us be informed, to be intellectually curious, to want to read, to want to how science and the faith go together. Did you know? Fun fact: the person who developed the Big Bang Theory, not the TV show.
Oh.
Not the TV show. The actual theory about how the universe was created and grew and is growing. Did you know that was a Catholic priest?
No.
Fun fact, true fact. Even Brother Justin is nodding his head in the back of the room. Yes. So I think our world wants to set up this break that if you're a person of faith, you can't believe in science. No. If we're persons of faith, we also we understand that God reveals Himself in every way, in literature, in good literature, I should say. I don't know why I'm pointing at a coffee cup for literature, but there's books on his coffee cup. In science, because it helps us understand how the mysteries of the universe go. So many other things. In studying our faith and studying the Scripture, they should all fit together in one system of truth. And so how we approach those things, we should just be curious about how the heavens go and how to go to heaven. And those should feed together and build off each other. So I keep taking over. Brother Justin is giving us the point at the watch sign in the back of the room.
I think that's all the time we have, right?
Is it?
We have about a minute or so.
A minute or so.
A minute till the bell
One
rings.
last question.
One last question.
What do you got?
Make it special.
Make it a good one. Make it a good one.
Hold on.
Pressure. Come on. You can't have dead air on a TV show. That's bad TV, isn't it?
Do you play Among Us?
No.
The challenge for a great question, and that's the last question. And last question from the back of the room. Be better than that,
What
please.
is the best advice that you have for us going into high school?
Best advice, I think I just gave it. Be curious. Be curious about all the things. and how they all fit together, and understanding how science and all those other classes help fit our understanding of our religion class and everything together. Be curious about the whole world because that's God revealing himself to you. Okay? Great question. Way better than his question. I don't even know what Among Us is.
You gotta find the imposter.
Oh, okay. Fine. And I think with that,
That's all the time we have. All right. Thank you. Tuning in tonight.